Hey man, it's your boy Cashman. We're back with another reaction. Like always, another day, another story. So it's again Ray William Jensen, another story. So let's get right into it, okay?
One night, this girl is in bed, and a tall, shadowy man comes into her bedroom. And somehow, he doesn't have a face. And he starts talking to her telepathically. And he says he's been following her. Now, her name's Morgan. She's almost 12, and she lives a pretty normal life. But one day, one of her best friends, this girl, Anissa, she starts telling Morgan stories about this creepy, mythical man she's been reading about online. A man they call Slender Man. And she tells her about how Slender Man likes to abduct people, especially kids. And Morgan loves these stories and the lore, and
Wait. Oh, I, when I heard these kind of stories, I always think about like they probably like read something or watch a movie and got them thinking like these people like these things are real. It may be not true, but that's what I think. But hey,
obsessed with Slender Man. Like he's scary, but at the same time, he's strangely kind of like a hero to her. Now, eventually, one day, Morgan starts hearing messages in her head, and they're from Slender Man himself. He's reaching out to her and communicating with her telepathically, and he says he's been following her and watching her. And the more he comes to Morgan and talks to her, the more obsessed with
hey, listen. If I'm sleeping and I heard a voice say, "You've been watching me," nigga, I'm running. Listen, it might be God, maybe, but I don't know if God would talk like this. But anyway, I would run to someone else, maybe I don't know, to try to be safe. But there's no way. I might ask some questions. Are you God? Are you like just to know? If it's not God, I'm out of here. I don't want to talk to you. Why you in my head? Why I can hear you? You know you're not God.
and she becomes. Now, allegedly, as the lore goes, once Slender Man singles you out, you have to commit an act of violence against someone on his
Hell
behalf. You
no.
basically have to unalive someone. If you don't, you are yourself in danger of being unalived. And Morgan and her friend Anissa, they don't want to be unalived by Slender Man. So they come up with a plan. They decide they're going to go through with it and unalive someone and then become Slender Man's minions. And then they'll go live with him in his mansion where he lives in the forest. And there is where they'll become almost like little mini Slender Men, and they'll be protected from his wrath. But in order for this plan to work, they first need to find someone.
Wait, I'm gonna let the story goes, but like, listen, that's why you don't let like these kids watch movies, scary movies, and some type of movies, like when they are a certain age, because they're always gonna have this delusion of them like becoming this kind of person. So that's why it's bad. And I think that's where it comes from. But that's a true story. But I don't think it happened just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Alive, and they have the perfect person to sacrifice. Their other best friend, this girl, who they call Bella. Now, Bella's also 12, she's a good kid, and she's not into this whole Slender Man thing, and poor Bella has no idea what's coming. So a few months go by, and Morgan and Anissa, they put their plan into motion. They invite Bella to a sleepover to celebrate Morgan's 12th birthday. And Bella, she's super excited to go. Because when you're 12, those birthday sleepovers are everything. And so the three girls, they have the sleepover, and they have a great night. They go roller skating, they watch a movie, they mess around on the internet. Bella brings along her American Girl doll because that's how young they are. They still play with dolls. And in the morning, they eat donuts for breakfast and they play dress up. They're having a blast.
It's like having your last meal before you die. Basically, that's what I think about it. Like they having fun with their best friend. Oh my God. Right now, I'm thinking about like when I have a kid, I won't let go. I won't let you go sleep over. This video just gonna make me think about a lot of stuff. Cause I'm not gonna let you go to your friend's house like to sleep over. It's not gonna happen. Especially like, you know what, black parents, I don't think we allow that, and that's good. That's good.
Until after breakfast, Morgan and Anissa they invite Bella to come to the park with them to play. On their way out, Morgan secretly grabs a steak knife from the kitchen and she hides it in her jacket. So they all three go over to the park and they eventually head over to the wooded area to play hide and seek. Now the plan is they're gonna unalive Bella, sacrificing her to Slender Man, and then afterwards hike all the way over to his forest mansion. Now the mansion is supposed to be hidden in Nicollet National Forest, which is about 300 miles away from them. So this is not a very well thought out plan. Regardless, they're playing this game of hide and seek, and Bella, she's just being her normal self. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, boom, Morgan tackles her, taking them both to the ground. And she sits on Bella's legs and she holds her down so she can't get up. And then Morgan takes the kitchen knife out and she starts sticking Bella. And Morgan ends up
Just
stabbing
like that?
her 19 times. And when she's done, Morgan gets...
Hey, that's cold-blooded. Like, just like that? Hey, for a kid to do that, like, you gotta have some guts to really like watch your best friend, your friend, stabbing your friend. I know, like, they think that's their mission, but it's like that's crazy. That's crazy, and that's scary too. That's ooh.
And Bella's just laying there, bleeding all over the place. And then Morgan and Anissa leave, leaving Bella there to die. Then the two girls hike to a nearby Walmart and they wash up in the bathroom, and from there they start their hike to the forest where Slender Man's mansion is. Meanwhile, Bella is still laying on the ground, dying, and she's in pain and she can't breathe. But then she somehow finds the strength to stand up, and she stumbles from tree to tree as she makes her way to the nearest road. And luckily, a cyclist just happens to be biking past, and he sees Bella laying there in the grass, bleeding, and he's like, oh shit, and he immediately calls 911. And then EMTs come and they rush her to the hospital, and before she's out, she's able to tell police exactly what happened and who did this to her. So then police go on a manhunt looking for Morgan and Anissa, and about 5 hours later, police finally find them, wandering around near the woods, and they don't resist and they don't deny stabbing Bella. In fact, they're very nonchalant about the whole thing. So police arrest them. Here's Morgan's mugshot, here's Anissa's, and they're both charged with attempted homicide, and they both go to trial, and after a psychiatric evaluation, each of them is found to have suffered from delusions, with Morgan actually being diagnosed as schizophrenic, which explains why she thought Slender Man was communicating with her. Now, I don't know if she thought he actually showed up in her bedroom, that's actually my interpretation of it, but she said she definitely believed he was following her and communicating with her. So anyway, Morgan's sentenced to 40 years in a mental institution, while Anissa is sentenced to 25 years in a mental institution. Meanwhile, Bella actually survives and eventually makes a full recovery. Good for her. Shout out to Wisconsin.
Hey, finally a good ending with these stories. But hey, listen, yo, like, you know what I realized? It's always the ones with glasses. Always the ones with glasses. If you really check, all of them have glasses. All of the murders like that have that happen in school, and shooting in school, like they all have glasses. I mean, from what I've seen, they all have glasses. That's one thing. But I don't understand why one get 25 and one get 40. Maybe because she was the one studying the little girl, maybe. But it's still like, it's kind of, maybe at least 30, you know, get close, because y'all knew what was going on, because I think they were grown enough. But anyway, I'm glad she survived. That's a good story. That's a good ending. That's good. But shit, I ain't never let my kid, when I have kids, I will never let them go to sleepovers. I'm sorry already. If you're watching this, when I have kids, if you're watching this, that's why I don't let you go. But anyway, man, so that's all for today, man. Stay focused, okay? See y'all in the next video.